Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we are checking out the Beta FPV's PavoPico once again. Now I have already made a review video of this drone but use the DJI remote controller 2, which is bound to the DJI O3 Air unit. So today we are going to bind it to an ELRS remote controller using the built-in serial ELRS receiver that is on the PavoPico's flight control board. So you can fly the PavoPico with your favorite ELRS remote controller instead of the DJI remote controller 2. And because of that, you could actually fly the PavoPico without the DJI O3 Air unit if you wanted to. So first, you will have to either update the ELRS firmware on the PavoPico flight board to match your ELRS remote, such as this, or downgrade the firmware on the remote to match the ELRS firmware 2.5.2 that comes pre-flashed on the built-in ELRS serial receiver on the flight control board of the PavoPico. Now, it is the same for the first batch of these PavoPicos or the second batch of these PavoPicos, since they both come with the same ELRS version 2.5.2 firmware. So we are going to update the firmware on the PavoPico, the flight controller board, to the latest ELRS firmware, since all of my ELRS remote controllers have the latest 3.3.0 firmware already installed. Because you can't bind a 2. Firmware with a 3. Firmware and vice versa. So to do this, we will need the ELRS configurator. You can download it from github.com, Express LRS configurator, link down below. Open up the configurator. The latest release is 3.3.0 at the time of this video. For the device category, choose Beta FPV 2.4 GHz. For the device, choose Beta FPV all-in-one 2400 RX. Now next, the all-important bind phrase. Choose your bind phrase if you don't have one already, and make sure you write it down. Now lowercase and uppercase will create different UID byte numerics, so be aware of that. Now scroll down and hit build. You can hit build and flash, but your board needs to have been already configured previously to connect to the Wi-Fi network, and it usually takes a longer time. Once it is done, it will create a folder containing the bin files with the new build. Copy and save it to wherever you want for safekeeping. Next, power up the PavoPico, either via the Type-C dongle or by plugging in a battery. Now wait 1 minute until the green LED light starts to flash really fast. That means the Wi-Fi is now on. So go to your computer's Wi-Fi connections and click on the Express LRS RX. Now if it asks for a security key, it is Express LRS. It will take you to the 10.0.0.1 Wi-Fi updates page. Now go ahead and hit update and choose the bin file that was created earlier and hit update. Now once the update process is complete, a pop-up will show if it was successful. If not, do the whole process once again. So now you want to go into Betaflight. So connect the drone. Now go into the ports tab. Now if you have the first batch of PavoPicos with the 12 amp all-in-one board, UHS-I is for the DJI Air unit. And if you have the second batch with the 20 amp all-in-one board, UHS-I is for the DJI Air unit. Now UHS-I is for external receivers on both of the boards, and UHS-III is for the built-in serial ELRS. So choose UHS-III. Save and reboot. Next, go to the Receivers tab. Here you will need to choose the serial-based receiver mode, but change the provider to Crossfire instead of S-Bus. Now turn on your ELRS remote controller already flashed with your bind phrase, and if everything is set correctly, you should be able to move your sticks and have movement on the bars because they will now be automatically connected. If they are not, try going into the LUA script on the remote controller and toggle on or off the model match. If it is on, toggle it to the off position, and if it is off, toggle it to the on position. It should connect. If it is connected, but the sticks don't move in Betaflight, then go to the Ports tab and disable Configuration MSP on UART4. Now go back to the Receivers tab, and if it still doesn't work, switch the model match once again. If it is on, put it to the off position, and if it is off, put it to the on position. Now I had to do this for mine. I don't know why, but it worked for me. So now go back to the Ports tab and enable Configuration MSP on UART4. This allows you to use the DJI FPV goggles for the FPV video. Now go back to the Receivers tab to make sure that everything is still working. So the PavoPico's ability to bind to the DJI remote controller 2 with the DJI O3 Air unit makes it an excellent choice for those who prefer the DJI ecosystem. But it can also be bound to an ELRS remote controller using the built-in serial ELRS receiver, which is really nice. Now this flexibility to be able to choose is an awesome advantage for pilots who want to use their preferred controllers. And like I said earlier, you don't need the DJI O3 Air unit to fly the PavoPico. You could put an all-in-one VTX unit on there and be able to fly it with FPV. And now the second batch of PavoPico comes with an enhanced flight control board featuring a stable 9-volt 2-amp BEC power supply for the DJI O3 Air unit, eliminating disruptions caused by low battery voltage and such. And the ESCs has been improved to handle 20 amps with a peak current of 25 amps. So it is now a 2 to 3S hoop drone instead of 1 to 2S. So it is a really nice buy. So that'll do it for this video. And if you want to check out the PavoPico for yourself, the link is down below in the video description. So thank you so much for tuning in and watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you again next time.